Welcome to the Mad Empire team call. Today is Tuesday, April 28th, which is so crazy because it's 2 days before our lock-in goal for Diamond, which is super exciting. So I'm going to share my screen, go over our crazy, amazing leaderboard this month because I'm just still in shock. I shared with you guys our leaderboard in October of 2018 when there was like 12 people on it, and I had changed, I think I had changed 10 lives, and then Megan changed one, Shelby changed one, and I made a leaderboard. Like, so crazy. Um, so here's our leaderboard this month. 67 freaking lives, you guys. Like, holy moly. Our goal was 50. I don't think we've ever hit past 50, and 67. This is just like crazy. And like so many names of new coaches and so many girls that, like Madison, she's one away from Emerald. Haley is almost at Success Club again. Sam's almost one away from Emerald. Zoe's one away from Emerald. Like so many girls so close to hitting huge goals. So these girls are 2 lives away from Success Club is Courtney, Kelsey, Sam, Alexa, Madison, Shannon, Zoe, and Alexa. 1 life away is Emily, who's a brand new coach a week into it, hit Emerald this week, and is 1 life away from Success Club her first month. Haley's on the board with 2 lives changed, and so is Emily with 2 lives changed, also a brand new coach. And then Megan's at Success Club 6, Nick's account's at 6, Sarah McKnight's at 6, Madison Ogden, who's at 8, who locked in Success Starters, which is so crazy. She's literally hit Success Club 5 out of the 6 months, but every time it's like an order goes in too late or volume, and so she's officially done it on her last freaking chance. So shout out to Mad. Chelsea's at 8, Sarah's at 8, or Sarah's at 12. Sorry, someone was unmuted. Make sure you guys are muted. Sarah's Success Club 12. Melina's at 14. I'm at Success Club 38, and I will not stop until I'm at least 42 because I am beating my best of 40 this month. Freaking set high bars, you guys. But also, Nancy is still 1 month away from locking in Success Starters. Melina and Madison, congrats again. That is huge. That's 50 elite ranking points for our team, which is going to completely change where we are in the rankings, which is amazing. And then volume leaders. Okay, coach of the week. She hasn't even seen this. She's not even looking at the screen right now. Is Melina. She's like, what? I just have to give her a huge freaking shout out. This girl works her freaking ass off, you guys. Like, I have chills. She has literally not hit below Success Club 10 in her first 3 months. 14 last month, 14 again this month. She's made over $1,000 for her family in her 3rd month of coaching, like between her and Corbin, and they just are such impactful people, and I'm just so glad we got a partner together after having a really shitty Beachbody experience and then coming back and we found each other, and it's just so awesome. And I'm so proud to have you as part of our team, and I can't wait to freaking shout you out this Thursday as you go Diamond and you and Sam lock it in together. It's gonna be so freaking cool. Whew. Okay, so 12 new coaches added in the last 5 days. Insane. Like, these numbers are just so crazy. We have 2 days left until our Diamond goal date, which is April 30th, which means our May Diamond internship opens on 4/29, which is tomorrow. I'll post the link for you guys to apply to that. And then our May internees will be on May 1st. I'll be announced who is going to be our May girls. This is open to anybody in the downline. The requirement is that you're at least an Emerald coach, but anybody can apply. It doesn't have to be like I'm your personally sponsored coach. Anybody can apply for this internship. And I always choose anywhere from 1 to 5 people, depending on the applicants. And then also, just if you guys didn't see, Bar Blend and 6 weeks of the work are available to everybody, so just let people know. And then lastly, I decided every first Saturday of the month we'll do our team brunch. So last month we did it, and it was like so much fun. I didn't have the full hour Zoom. I literally had 40 minutes. It cut us off. It was really sad. My mimosa buzz was coming on, and Michelle's the reason why I have the longer Zoom now, because she was like, "You're ridiculous. Just buy it." So I did. So that will be this Saturday at 8 a.m. Bring whatever you want to drink. Bring a brunch, whatever you want. But we'll play some games, and then we also have a really fun idea that one of our coaches came up with. So I'm excited to do that because last time we did 2 truths and a lie, and we met so many new girls. Qualifications just for our retreat again. You have to lock in Diamond by July 16th. which is like almost too much time to give you guys right now because our goal was April 30th, but this is the last date. So if you're a brand new coach and you're like, oh my God, Diamond seems so hard, it's 12 people. But you also, if you hit Success Club and every single month leading up to July 16th, so whatever month you signed up in, March, April, May, and you signed up in March, you can still be a applicant to be part of that. And then make sure you're hitting Success Club to still qualify. Okay, here we go. Michele is going to be our guest speaker tonight. I'm so excited. She's a 3-star Diamond coach. I'm pretty sure she's Diamond in her second. 2020 Premier coach, retired nurse, ultimate badass. She's like, do not make me a graphic, but that's just how I had to go because it's so true. So I'm going to shut up and stop sharing my screen. Here you go.
Hi guys. You're so funny. It's 9:00 here on the East Coast, so this is like so fucking rough for me right now. I go to bed at like 9, so I'm not gonna lie, I literally fell asleep on the couch at 7:30, and I was like, Derek, please make sure I am up by 8:30. Can you not hear me? Okay, all right, okay. I thought I was frozen. I'm like, great. But I promised to bring you all of the fire. And then I'm probably not even gonna now fall asleep till midnight. It's like fuck. Like, oh, you guys still have mad time. Okay, so tonight I really just want to talk about. Maddie, can you make me this? Can you make me the spotlight video? Because if I look at everybody, I'm gonna have squirrel brain. So if I can just look at my stupid self.
Did it work? Did I do it?
No.
Oh. I thought, don't you just pin it?
No, you just click the 3 buttons at the top of my screen and you'll click make spelling. Yes, thank you. Okay, cool. So tonight I'm really just, I know I've spoken to, I don't know if the 2 girls are on the call, but I know I've spoken to a couple of you girls before about my story, but really tonight I just want you to be distraction free and really just take the time to just listen to a quick little snippet of my story and just a couple of tips and stuff that I have for you to get to Diamond, because ultimately at the end of the day, Diamond really is the starting point for your business, and truly when the income starts trickling in every single week. And I like to say, you know, when people say, oh, Diamond's a decision, and you're like, yeah, well, I'm fucking trying. And like, I'm trying to decide that Diamond is the decision. What does that even mean? I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight. And also I'm going to, at the end, if you guys have any questions, I'm going to leave that open as well. So I started coaching 2.5 years ago. I was working full-time as a registered nurse. I was working 50 to 60 hours. I was married to an abusive husband. I would binge drink because I would get out of the shower, like I would go to my night shift, come home, crack open a Coors Light, and I would drink a beer in the shower because that's how I coped with literally like trying to save people's lives and them not surviving. And I had gained almost 40 pounds as a new nurse. So I was 40 pounds, almost 40 pounds heavier than you see me today. And I was just in the deepest, darkest like depression that I've ever had in my entire life. And I always had been a gym rat. I love the gym. Like, I love fitness. I love CrossFit stuff. I love powerlifting, any type of that fitness. I've always been into that. I played soccer in high school and in college. And so working out was never like the hard part in this business, or even like I didn't even know that Beachbody was actually a thing. But one day I was scrolling on social media and I had seen my coach make a post about how she was working out at home, taking sweaty selfies and getting paid to do it. And I never liked her post. I didn't reach out to her. I didn't say shit. All I did was post on my timeline. I wish that I could take selfies and be a stay-at-home dog mom and get paid to do it. Now, again, I didn't like any of her stuff. I don't even know how we were friends on Facebook, but by the grace of God, she's seen my post and I was a cold invite. She direct messaged me and said, hey, I literally LOL'd at your post. There's a little bit more involved in coaching, but if you'd like to, like, I'd like to tell you more about it. And her and I went back and forth because I was like, ew, like I'm gonna sweat it like on my own carpet. Like that's so ridiculous. That's disgusting. I actually was going to a bougie ass gym here in upstate New York. I was paying $360 a month for my husband and I a month. Okay. Um, so the fact of thinking of getting results at home and then sweating on a yoga mat to me was like so gross. And I ghosted her at the end of that conversation and I went to bed. The next day, I woke up to another text message from it was a warm invite from a girl that I worked with. And she said, hey, I seen your post on Facebook and there's actually this Beachbody thing and you could be a coach and I think you'd be great at it. And I'm going to lunch with this girl, Ashley, who was the girl who messaged me the day before. And she's like, I'm going to lunch with her. You should come. Like, I really do think that you would be good at this. So the 40-pound heavier Michele was like, hell yeah, like I get a free lunch. Like I'm going to go to lunch with you guys. Like count me in. So the next week I went to lunch and I met Ashley and she just had this belief in herself and in her business. And I thought she was like this multiple six-figure earner at the time. And she literally was a diamond coach. And I had no idea though. She carried herself as though she was this 15-star diamond that she was talking about and how her business was going to be thousands of other girls. And I literally said to her, I don't care what you're doing. I just want to be as happy and as positive and as confident as you are. And if you're telling me that being this Beachbody coach is the way to do that, I want to sign up. So that night, I went home. I bought an 80-day obsession challenge pack for $180, and that's where my coaching life began. Now, 80-day, it was like the VIP access. That was like the first program that they ever actually did that for. So I didn't start that yet right away. I decided, okay, let me just start with an easier program and something that I can commit to that's shorter. So I did a 21-day fix, and I said, Michele, you are not going to cheat on your meals. You are not going to drink this whole 21 days. You're going to pour into your journey because that's what Ashley told you. And actually, Ashley had me sign up under my friend from work. So she was doing this program with me. And Ashley told me, just pour into yourself, make sure you get results and just like have belief that you can do this. So that's what I did. 21 days. I didn't drink. I followed the nutrition plan to a T. I lost 10 pounds in 21 days. I felt incredible. But on that 21st day, it was a Tuesday, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I finished that program and I was sitting on my yoga mat on my carpet, sweating my ass off, and I just started bawling my eyes out. And I thought to myself, Michele, what are you doing? You are staying with an abusive husband. You are constantly, pouring a job that is so emotionally draining. You're using it for alcohol and like abusing your anxiety medications as a crutch. Like, what are you doing with your life? And I looked around and I realized like my life was fucked up and I needed to do something about it. And within those 21 days, it helped me see that this possibly could be something that could transform my life and actually maybe probably save me from even being alive to telling you this story today. So that day I pulled myself together. I went to work. Because I was working still as a full-time nurse. I was waking up and working my business and doing my workout before I went to work. And so that next day was a Wednesday, and I woke up and I called my best friend and I said, hey, I need you to come over. I need you to help me please pack up my stuff. And, Nick's at work, and can you please help me like leave my house? So she came over. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. My neighbors probably thought, what the freak is going on? But I literally packed up my life and my 2 dogs in my car, and I drove into my bigger city that's by my house and apartment, and I moved in. I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell my friends what was going on. They had no idea what was happening behind the scenes. I just knew that I deserved better within 21 days of starting this program. So I moved into my apartment and I said, okay, all right, this is September of 2017, and I'm going to give my business my all. I never wanted to quit to be, a full-time coach. I was just going to be a nurse and have this as extra income. So all of September, October, November, December, January, I had my blinders on. I was doing the things that Maddie or whoever your coach is probably tells you to make sure that you're pouring into yourself first. You're doing your workout. You're sticking to a nutrition plan. You're sticking to a workout. Like, you're actually doing every single rep. You're not just doing 10 out of the 15. You're doing 15. You're using the supplements, you're showing up on social media. I was doing all of those things, and I hit diamond within, like, I think a month and a half or two. And I started pushing for 1 star the end of December, early January. And now January of 2018 is where my business really just took a sharp right turn because of my mindset. Ashley was going from a plain diamond coach to really starting to find these business builders. And I know Maddie and I, we work a lot together, and we're kind of at the same place in our business that we are signing, working coaches a lot. And we never know when the next, like, Christina Delgado, like, is going to be signed, right? You have to treat everybody like that. So Ashley signed a coach that was like a unicorn to this business. Hit diamond, it felt like in a day. She hit 1 star, it felt like in 2 weeks. And I started looking at her, and then now looking at the other newer coaches that Ashley was signing, and said, well, what the heck? Like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? How are they more successful than me? What do they have that I don't? Are they prettier than me? Is their social media, like, better than mine? Like, I think I'm pretty fucking cool, but, like, what I didn't get it. And I never followed coaches. Like, even to this day, Ashley's like rambles off a top coach. I'm like, I don't know who that is. Like, I don't know, because I know now I set boundaries with myself, because I know that I can quickly go down the rabbit hole of comparison. And I will tell you what, comparison in this business will steal your joy. And it will steal it right from underneath your feet before you even know that it happens. So I stopped doing the things that Ashley told me. I decided that, you know what, I don't think that me listening to personal development is really making a big deal in my business. I don't think that me having, like, a cheat meal every day or every other day is really going to make a big deal on my results. I don't really think I need to invite, because no one's signing, I was hitting, and mind you guys, I was hitting Success Club 30, 20, 10. I was always hitting Success Club, okay? But I started to doubt myself because I was too busy worried about what Susie Q was doing. I was no longer focused on myself, which is the number one thing that you are supposed to do in this business. You are supposed to follow a nutrition plan. You are supposed to follow a workout program, and you are supposed to get results, and you are supposed to work on your mindset, and the rest will come. But I took my foot off the gas pedal to look around at the scenery of what everybody else was doing in the business. So I went from hitting Success Club 20, 30, throughout those 4 months as a newer coach, to then in January, barely hitting Success Club by the skin of my teeth, missing Success Club between January and June of 2018. And again, I was living in an apartment. My parents didn't know what was going on, and I was just playing the comparison game day in and day out. So in June, I decided that I was going to pick up my life, and I was going to take a travel nurse position in North Carolina. I actually moved in with the second discount coach that I ever signed up. And I called her and I said, hey, your sister-in-law told me that, because I'm friends with her sister-in-law, I said, your sister-in-law, I forgot that you lived here in North Carolina. I'm going to take a travel job there. Like, can you let me know if you have any nice apartments that I should maybe look at? She goes, can I call you right back? And I was like, okay. So she calls me right back. She's like, hey, it's really weird that you called me right now. Jared and I were just looking at a 2-bedroom apartment because we just were like debating it, but we hear like what's going on in your life, and we would really love it if you moved in, and like, let's figure out this together, and like, let us help you get back on your feet. And I was like, okay, like, okay. Like I literally then 2 weeks later, I told my family, hey, I'm moving to North Carolina next week. Nick and I are getting a divorce. I've been living in an apartment. Like, I just unleashed all of this stuff. And they were so confused, but they, I was 27 years old. So they said, okay, we can't make you do anything, but we think that you should stay. But I left. So I moved to North Carolina in June of 2018. Again, I still was being a jackass, and I was lying on social media saying that I had, this awesome meal plan that I was following, and I'd have a picture of my fucking turkey burger and my broccoli and my rice. And the second I got off of social media, I would put extra rice, another turkey burger, not eat the broccoli, and then I would pour myself a big glass of wine. I gained almost 15 pounds between in June and all the way up until August. I was doing Transform 20, but I really wasn't into it. I no longer was waking up early before work and doing those vital behaviors that Maddie and your coach drills in your head for a reason. I was no longer, at all really listening to personal development. And at the end of August, I decided to tell Tabitha that, you know what, I think I'm going to turn in my coach cancellation form. Like, this Beachbody thing isn't for me. So-and-so's I hope you guys don't have kids around. I'm sorry that I swear so much. It's like it's the New Yorker in me. But, so-and-so was another fucking star diamond, and, woe is me. I was playing the pity game on myself so much. I was using my excuses, my divorce, my debt, anything that I possibly could. I was using it as an excuse as to why I wasn't successful in this business, instead of using it as a reason why to be successful in this business. I was in and out of diamond rank. And I was always just mocking the fact of when people would say, like, it's a decision. Diamond's a decision. 1 star is a decision. And I literally just, like, couldn't stand the fact when top coaches would say that, because I'm like, but I am trying. Like, in my head, I thought, I am trying. I am deciding to be here. Like, I'm on a team call. I thought I was doing the things, but I was lying to myself. So I told Tabitha, it's just not for me. And I'm going to turn in my coach cancellation form. And she's like, well, wait a second, before you just like do that, like, let's go to the wedding. We were in her sister-in-law's wedding. She was getting married. And she's like, let's go back to New York. Don't fill it out just yet. When we come home, like, we'll talk. So we went to the wedding, and I actually met my now boyfriend. So I hadn't dated anybody in a year, like nothing. And he actually lost 115 pounds at home. He had no idea what Beachbody was. He didn't even know what P90X was. So he's like, what are you into? Like, what are your likes, or, the little stuff that you talk about when you first like meet somebody, right? I'm like, oh, well, I do these workouts, they're called Beachbody, and they're really cool. I actually like make some money from it. And he goes, well, why aren't you doing it like more, especially if you can make money from it? And within that sentence, as I was speaking, I remember again, like it was yesterday. And I thought to myself, why am I not doing this more? But then it like quickly faded away. But I knew that I still, in the back of my head, like had a belief that I could be successful with this business. So that was in September. Him and I like started talking or whatever. And so September through January, again, I was still sitting on my thumb with this business, barely hitting Success Club, still blaming other people's successes as to why my business was no longer successful. And in January, Ashley was having this kick-ass retreat in Disney, and I had to get my diamond back. And, again, it was like this decision. It was this decision. And within a week, because I knew that I wanted to go, my decision was, okay, I have to like try to wrangle like 6 people so I can get to diamond. So what did I do? Well, I thought to myself, well, I'll go back to what I did in the beginning to hit diamond. I showed up on social media. I was lying about my meal plan. I didn't have the results anymore, but I was still showing up a little bit. And within those 6 days, my decision of showing up got me those 6 people that got me back to diamond. But that's not the reason why I'm talking to you tonight. But that just goes to show that that little decision, when people say it's a decision, it's the decision to either, say yes to showing up on your Instagram. It's the decision to actually press play on your workout. It's the decision to follow through with the entire workout and not skip the cool down just because nobody else is watching. It's the decision to clap for yourself when nobody else is clapping for you. That's the decision that people are talking about in this business. So I made that decision. I got myself back to diamond, and I went on that retreat. When I got there, Brittany Leggett was there. I pulled her to the side, and she was actually a registered nurse. And I said, Brittany, I make a 6-figure income with my nursing job. I hate it though, and I would love to be a full-time coach, but I just don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I can't be successful, or why I can't find the working coaches. I was using all of this negative self-talk, right? So she called me out on it. And then she said, Michele, I was only making $300 a week when I quit my nursing job. And if you don't know Brittany Leggett's story, it's incredible. She was a nurse, retired, and then she retired her husband from the Navy SEALs 7 or 9 years early than he was supposed to. It's insane. And so she said, you're complacent with your income. You're complacent with your life. And she's like, I had to put my back up against the wall. And it's time for you to do the same. And I said, okay, well, the next time you see me, Brittany, I said, I will not just be a diamond coach. And she's like, okay. And she gave me the biggest hug ever. And then as she walked away, I looked at another friend of mine who was at the retreat, and I was like, why the F did I literally just promise Brittany Leggett that the next time I see her, I'm not going to be a diamond coach? Why did I do that? And so she left the retreat. I left the retreat. Tabitha picked me up from the airport, and I was like, I had my binder, and I'm like, I need to talk to you. I said, I'm done. I'm done half-assing this business. Meanwhile, the guy at the airport's like, you gotta get out of here. You gotta move. And I'm like, we need to talk. I'm talking. I'm like, Tabitha, look at me. Do not move. Look at me. I am not doing this anymore. I'm so done half-assing everything in my life. I'm done binge drinking again. I'm done not following a meal plan. I'm ready to lose these 15 pounds that I've gained since moving here. I'm done worrying about whatever the fuck else so-and-so is doing, because I'm cooler and I'm going to prove that. And she's like, okay, yes, that sounds great, but let's get out of the airport. Okay, I'm with you, but we need to go. And I'm like, okay. So we drive off, and she's like, okay, but tell me more about the retreat. Where is this coming from? And it's kind of funny to say now, but I want you to know that I was so serious, and I had that passion again. I had that belief again. I was willing to make the decision that I'm not going to cheat on my meal plan. I made the decision I'm going to listen to personal development again. I made the decision to follow a workout program and actually do it. Stop lying on social media to people, because people aren't stupid. They knew that I gained weight back. Duh, right? So that was in January. And I stuck to my word. I woke up every single day super early. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I did my business for 4 hours before I went to work as a nurse at 8 o'clock. And I did that for a full month straight. And at the end of January, my boyfriend called me crying hysterically. And he said, I need to talk to you. And I was on like this high of life because, I was a stable diamond again. We were pushed, I was hopefully going to try to start getting my second or my first my business center to my CBC to diamond, maybe. I was thinking about it. And he calls me crying and I'm like, great, now like he cheated on me because he was living in New York. Long story short, come to find out, he had an 11-month-old baby that he never knew about. And that was a huge sharp right turn in our lives because, telling it was the first girlfriend that he's truly ever had was me. And he was so upset to like have to tell me that he had a child, that this girl thought that it was his, and they had to go do a DNA test and all of this stuff. Also, just side note, like, don't do ancestry.com. Like, probably not a good idea for your significant other, like your husbands and shit. Don't do it because you might find out that you have a baby that's, from a previous relationship that you never knew about. Just a disclaimer. That's a real story. I honestly should be on TV with that. But, and it worked out for the better because Peter is, a love of our lives. He is, we're finding out if he's autistic in this June. He is nonverbal. He's aggressive. He bites people. Like, he has a lot of issues, and I couldn't imagine us not being in his life. But that's the situation that him and I walked into in a brand new relationship after I came off of this high of doing so well in my business. So that was 1 week. The next week, I come home from the gym and Tabitha's like, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, what now? Like, I'm getting kicked out of my apartment. Like, what else? Like, what else could possibly go wrong? She's like, I seen you at your worst in the business. And now I've seen you at your best. I've seen you with no belief. And I've seen you with all of the belief. And I'm ready to join you as a coach. I want to do this with you. And I was like, I started crying. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, what? No way. And she's like, Derek or Jared wants to do it with us. Like, we want to do this business 110%. So we hit 1-star. I went to Summit as a 1-star diamond. She hit diamond in like 3 weeks again because she made the decision to show up how I was showing up with those 4 vital behaviors every single day. Went to Summit, looked for Brittany, couldn't find her because it's a fucking mob of people, right? And so then in October, Ashley brought me to, which, oh, by the way, within 1 month of me coaching, that girl from work, she quit. So I then became one of Ashley's coaches. That's how that ended up happening. So in September or October, Ashley brought me to leadership. Because in July, I thought to myself, you know what? We're not just going to be a 1-star diamond team. We're going to push for 2-star. So I had another PS coach hit diamond. We started 2-star qualification. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm getting Derek's account to diamond. And in a week, I got his account to diamond. And we started 3-star qualification. And how did I do that? I reached out to every single person that I possibly could find in my contacts list. You think that you've reached out to all of your warm market? Probably not. I still am 2.5 years later, I'm still signing up my warm market. And I reached out to people and I was honest. I said, look I know you've tried these programs in the past with me. You've bought a challenge pack. Will you please buy another one? Sign up as a discount coach. Get the products for a couple of months. Let me help you change your life. And in return, it helps me with my team. You've seen that I'm serious. You've seen that I'm pushing for these big goals. Will you do this with me? And their response was yes. Like, thank you for being honest about what you want. And I'm so proud of you for that. And I 100% will support you with that. And that's how that happened. So the end of July, we were a 3-star diamond premier team. Ashley brought me to leadership and I seen Brittany and she goes, hey, I seen what you did. And, I started tearing up, and she gave me the biggest hug, and she's like, I'm so proud of you. Have you seen like what you can do when you have the belief and the consistency? And I said, yeah, belief plus consistency equals the results that you want in your business. Not just that, but belief plus consistency equals the results that you want in your relationship. It goes along with any aspect of your life. Just with nutrition, right? The belief that you can follow a nutrition plan plus nutrition plan will equal you losing weight or gaining or maintaining or whatever, right? So she goes, well, why don't you go for elite? And I'm like, oh my God, but it's like October. And she's like, but go for it. Why wouldn't you? And I thought, okay, you know what? You're right. So the rest of that quarter, I showed up on social media like I'm pushing for this big goal. My team and I are, and we fell short about 10 coaches, but I stayed up that last night of the quarter and I did a Instagram video and I said, I am going to stay up till at least midnight to help my team push for this goal. And I had an open Zoom link. Nobody actually, besides 2 of those girls, are even left with me today. But what it did was it grew my momentum so much for 2020. And so at 12, like 05 a.m., I went back on my stories and I said, we fell short from our goal, but I want you to know something. I wanted to prove to not only you, but to myself that I will wake up early to be consistent AF and to be successful in my business. And I've shown that. I've also shown you that I will stay up late to help you push for your goals and to help you, be a team and for us to push for our team goals. So if you've been debating joining the team or you've been on the fence, know that I'm the coach that's not going anywhere, and I'll wake up early or I'll stay up late with you. And that year, like last year, we ended number 267 in the company. And, I had all of the elite points for elite, but we missed it by the diamonds. And now, we're definitely hitting elite this year. And I've seen your guys' downline. There's no reason why this team that I'm looking at tonight cannot not do that as well. The one thing that I think that people think is like, oh, well, there's only 10 people on this call. That's 10 diamonds, you guys. That's a 10-star diamond team, or that's an 8-star diamond team with diamonds, and maybe your coaches are on here. That's a big mother effing organization. Whether you want to admit that or not, you cannot discount a number like that, because you are all heartbeats. You were all a heartbeat behind an invite. And so was I. So the next time you're scared to send a cold message, you might be finding me. You might be finding Michele out there. When you're sending a warm invite, again, you might be finding another Michele. So don't be scared of this diamond thing and making it so complicated. Think about it this way. Diamond is 12 people, okay? 12 divided by 4 weeks in a month is 3 people a week. That's so doable. And mind you, I hit diamond with only like 600 followers on Instagram. I didn't have a high Instagram following at all. If you feel like you've run out of people on your Instagram, why are you not switching to Facebook, right? And maybe you're like, well, I'm just an Emerald coach, but why aren't you showing up as though you have thousands on your team? Because my question, all of you, I'm sure, who would love to hit Success Club 50 by the end of this week? Like, raise your hand if you'd love to hit Success Club 50. Okay. Now, 50, Success Club 50 is what, 25 people, right? And maybe some of you answer this honestly, would any, like, I'm sure maybe some, like, I mean, my Maddie's at 42, but would you even know what the fuck to do with 25 people in 1 week? Like, you have to remember, those people deserve the best experience for them. Think about the beginning of this call that Maddie just talked about. It was Melina, right? That had a bad experience in the beginning. Think about the other Melinas out there. Think about the Melina that you sign up because you want a freaking Success Club number so your little happy, name can be on the stupid leaderboard, right? That's not fair to that person. So I'm all about hitting Success Club high numbers. That's great. But I just want you to know that your ass better have a system in place to give them the best experience, because I can tell you from my experience and clearly from Maddie's, people will leave their coach to go find a coach that will give them the best experience because they deserve that, So, and I don't mean that lightly. I'm not trying to like make it seem like you don't know what the freak to do with 25 people. But even me, I wouldn't know what to do with 25 people. Like, that's overwhelming to me in 1 week. But there's, Ash, like my coach, Ashley, Christina Delgado, they're signing that many people up in a week. But they've grown throughout the process to knowing that they can handle that. But they've done the consistent things day in and day out in order to be that coach that can handle that. So you have to start making sure that you're priming yourself every single day so that you can be that coach that can handle that many people. Diamond, you guys, is 12 people. You can do it. Get rid of the limiting beliefs. Don't do what I did. Keep your blinders on. Unfollow the coaches that don't give you inspiration. I really, and I'm almost done, and then we have the rest for questions. And actually this is from Rachel Hollis. She's like, she doesn't like the saying success leaves clues, because success leaves clues up until a point. Because if you start looking at those successful people as, comparison and jealousy, you're not going to learn anything from them. So just make sure you're following the coaches. Number one, you better be following your coach. Duh. You're following your coaches, but pick a coach that's maybe like kind of totally different than you, and know that you're not, don't feel like you have anything really in common, because that way you can pull different ideas from them and it's so much less of a comparison game. But you following other coaches, like if you know what one of Christina Delgado's 5-star diamonds, like mom's cat, is doing on a Tuesday, like you're in a rabbit hole and like you need to draw yourself back because I've been that person. So I just hope that my hot mess self can show you that you do not have to be perfect in order to be successful, because now our team is sitting at number 69 in the company. Like that, why can't that be you? That can be you. Because you have to remember, there's other people out there that are less cool than you and that are less, like for real, less cool than you and that are less qualified than you, doing the things that you want. And why is that? They're willing to work harder than you. That's the only difference. So guess what I have sitting in front of me? I have a sign that says, are you going to let someone outwork you? And the answer is no for me. But I can't make that decision for you. I can't make you get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and do your thing before you go to work. Maddie can't hold your hand. Maddie's not the reason why you're not successful. Your coach isn't the reason why you're not successful. Unfortunately, the person that you look in the mirror at night before you go to bed, when you brush your teeth, which I hope you do, that's the reason why you're not successful. It's so true. I'm such a jackass. But seriously, that's the reason why. So stop putting the blame on everybody else and do the work. I'm done talking.
Freaking killed it. I love how your story just explains your journey, and that is just, I don't know, it's just so cool. Does anyone have questions?
I love that your chat blows up because someone's mine.
Because it's only me. Just kidding.
What is one thing that you would do different, like from the beginning or in the beginning?
I wish that I never not invited every single day. I think like Maddie and I have kind of been doing the more engaging things, which I think is so important. And I think that Maddie can like attest to that too, that it's so important. But I think that setting a bare minimum for ourselves every single day is so important. And honestly, inviting is so easy now, you guys. Like you can invite on Instagram.com on your computer. And I can easily scroll back to like 30 weeks ago within minutes. And my carpal tunnel doesn't feel as bad. Like that's incredible, right? So like use the resources. Use that.
Yeah, I agree.
I would like suggest if you have a laptop. What? Oh, Maddie, I thought Maddie was talking. If you have a laptop, it's kind of nice to put it on like a desk, and then if you have a Mac, I love it because you can do like Command V for pasting, and I just sit here on my computer and I have my laptop here, and then I have my mouse. I don't have my Bluetooth mouse hooked up right now, but I'll just have it right here, and I literally just fly through invites. And that's what I wish that I didn't stop doing, was inviting.
Yeah, I was always the person that would do like 3 days a week and then completely stop and then kick myself. And then when I would hit my numbers, I'd be like, oh, I don't need to invite as many. But like to this day, I still invite at least 20 people bare minimum every single day. I know Lexa had a question. She said, how old is Peter right now? She said her son is getting for autism as well.
Oh, he, I thought of that meme. My child's 24 months old. 2. Your child is 2. Have you ever seen that? You know, when parents are like, he's 20, he's 36 months old. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like, he's put that in a number.
Right. He's 2. He's 2 years old.
Okay. I think that's how old hers is too.
Aww.
Questions?
Yeah.
You guys have an incredible person on the line, so please. Oh, he's 3. Sorry.
Yeah, I feel you, Lexi. That shit is hard.
Questions? Going once, going twice. I know Michelle needs to go to bed.
Okay, I have another one. I'll ask it. Okay. When you are inviting people and you don't get any messages back, or you're not really going anywhere and you get discouraged, what do you do with that?
Oh my gosh, I feel bad. There's been babies on here and I've just been swearing. I'm so sorry. This is why I wasn't made to have kids either, just dogs. But I get ghosted a lot, all of the time actually, and that's for any coach, I would say. I literally think, especially with everything going on, I think 4 of my challenge packs that I've sold this month, all of them I've been inviting for 2 years and they haven't said boo. And literally their messages back to me are, okay, I'm done ignoring you. Like, I want to know what you're doing because I can't go to the gym now. So you guys have to really know that, and I was talking to Brittany Leggett about this too at Leadership, this really is a statistics game, a little bit. Like, yes, you should be showing up on your Instagram with value and content. And that's, you're not just a Beachbody coach. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're an athlete, or you're an ex-athlete, or you're a dog mom, or like me, I like to do skinny drinks on Thursdays. I do like a sippin' with Mish Thirsty Thursday, right? Like, you are so many other things besides the Beachbody coach. Beachbody just happens to be something that you pull out of your pocket when people are like, well, geez, like, how, like, you love all of this stuff, you're this, you're that. Oh, well, it's because of Beachbody. So the statistics game really is about, for every 100 invites you send, about I would say maybe 5 people reply and maybe 1 signs up. That's about the numbers that, with talking with the Northeastern page, the 3 to 5 star, we kind of like had said that that's about what the ratio to is. If you have a hard time selling a challenge pack, I totally suggest you buying this book. Somebody at leadership lost it and I found it. And it was really meant to be in my life. But this is Consistency Selling, and it's by Weldon Long. And this man was in prison for 7 years, got out, and had no job. He had an ankle bracelet on his leg and, was on parole. And the only job that would hire him was a air conditioning company, selling air conditioners door to door. And he really brings you, and he talks about network marketing in here as well. But he gives you the sales steps every single time so that you can close the doors on maybe some awkward conversations that you're having that you don't even mean to be awkward, but you're closing those doors before they even ask those questions in order for you to have them purchase that challenge pack. So I think too, finally, when you do get somebody respond, I think we get so excited that we almost like word vomit sometimes. And this book will really help you just like take a step back. And he has you ask them like certain questions. You say things a little bit differently. So like, for instance, just an example, when I send them the share cart, or they'll say, can you send me the information? I always say, will you let me know when you've purchased so I can send you the info? And you're like, well, what's the difference? Usually we say, let me know when you've signed up and I'll send you all the info. But he says that like 85% of people will actually follow through with what they say, like physically themselves. So if you ask them, will you let me know when you like purchase it? They'll say, yes, I will let you know when I've purchased it. And I've totally seen a difference then with people tell me, yes, they'll let me know. They actually, if they decide to change their mind, they still let me know that they've changed their mind and they want to wait till another time. But that's better than them just ghosting me, right? And then I have to be like, hey, what happened? Hey, did you get my message? Hey, so this book will totally change how you speak to your people in your inbox to help you not having awkward conversations that I think a lot of us in the beginning do have. And that could be the reason why you aren't selling challenge packs yet. Now, with that being said, I've grown my business without having this book, obviously, up until February. So you can figure it out along the way. I just failed forward, right? So you don't have to buy this book. It's not the secret sauce. But if you feel like you struggle with having people realize how cheap $160 is, and you get a lot of price objections, I totally suggest this book, 100%.
Love that. Never even heard of it. I like it.
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Of course.
How many times do you message someone if they're not messaging you back?
All the time.
Okay. Like how often is too often?
Well, here's the thing. Like, Lexi, you could go back. If you use the Instagram on your computer, you could really scroll back as far as you possibly can. I totally suggest you doing that.
Okay.
And then I totally suggest you, if they finally respond, to get their email, because what I've been finding too is Instagram are like deleting my messages or they're disappearing. And this way that you can put them on your Google Streak or Flow Desk. And that way, every month that they can expect a follow-up from you, but I still haven't gotten everybody over to email. But I message people until they tell me not to, or they're nasty to me. And then I report their account as abusive and then I block them.
I had someone this last week that did that. Love it. Like, Michelle posted something the other day. It was like, literally, you had messaged this girl like 10 to 12 times. And then she's like, okay, I'm ready. Like, she literally posted on our team page. Like, it happens all the time. Love it.
Wait.
She's complimenting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's true. Yeah. And think about it. You guys have to remember, like, how many of you were cold invites?
Alexa.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
And if you,
Molina.
you know, and I don't ever get really nasty people because they know that I show up with so much more than just a beach body. Like, you can look at, I mean, I don't obviously follow everybody on this team call right now, but I can look at Maddie's account and I don't know if she's a beach body coach, right? So if you're in the same chair, in the same desk, or you're in the same living room posting the same picture, like, that's not getting content. You have to switch it up. Like, don't just be the beach body coach. That's annoying. Be the girl that's so much more than that, right? Like, I think Megan's the one that's in chiropractor school, right? Okay. Like, I think of the things that I could talk about other things. Like, I would give people different exercises. Like, if they, oh my God, I could go on and on and on about the value that you don't even realize that you can bring to your social media. Use what you have going on in your life as valuable content to bring to people. Literally, I had people messaging me and then I'm going to let you guys go. Just for instance, people will ignore me, Lexi, for years. But then I started posting about this cold foam brew coffee that I found this recipe to. And these people crawl out of the woodworks to like tell me that they tried it and they loved it. So they just aren't ready yet. But guess who they're going to come to when they're ready? You, because you've always been there. So don't disappoint them. And Haley Christian one time was like, if you're not going to be there for your coach, I'm going to sign them up. And I was like,
I literally remember that same fucking thing. I'm like, oh, hell no, you're not.
I was like, she's not going to sign up my people. So I always tell people, like, be there for that person because you have other coaches that they're following. Not saying you have to drop everything you're doing and message them right back, but, just create that consistency with them in that relationship and they're going to come to you.
I lost a big prospect today because I would not invite her, and she is literally my neighbor. And she goes, I didn't know you were doing Beachbody. And she signed up with Ali Tessitore, and she's like, she's so cool. She got on a phone call with me for 2 hours and just sent me a video recording message saying that she thought I'd be a good coach, and I signed up with her. And she's like, but if you would have asked me like 2 months ago, I would have definitely said no. So you just don't know who else is going to talk to those people. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a quick pic because I'm already really mad about that still to this day.
And on that note, let's take a picture.
Let's show how much better we are than, I'm just kidding. All right, smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Zoe, don't crash. Great. All right, love you guys.
I love you guys.
Michelle's the best.
The next time I see all of you, you better be a diamond coach or above.
Amen. Hallelujah.
All right. I love you.
Bye.
Bye.